I think he said Whiteman Park is a hoot. Come to EnviroFest 2024. Learn about Whiteman Park's birds and discover ways to improve your sustainability with hands-on workshops and demonstrations. Plus, there'll be market stalls, food trucks and heaps of kids' activities. EnviroFest 2024 at Whiteman Park on March 23 from 10 till 3. You'd be wise to go to whitemanpark.com.au.
This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
The thighs with the eyes.
Matthew Pavlich in the house.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Didn't swim Toronto,
I
even
did not.
though you broke that promise.
No, actually, I've got a bone to pick with you.
With Harry.
With Harry.
When I say you, I mean you, Harry.
Oh,
We're arm wrestling after this.
You know what? And I pick the bone now, quickly.
No, he set me up, he lied, and I'm going to smash him.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did set him
What
up.
you're saying is, like every maths contestant, it was a bad edit. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly right. I'm a
See if it can
contestant on
happen-
maths.
If it can happen to Pav, it can happen to anyone.
I'm just going to choose who I'm married to first.
What do you reckon?
You.
Oh, he pointed to Harry.
totally, that's just-
I am a gentle and virile lover.
I've no
I'd
doubt
be
you
really
are,
lazy.
you know.
He's been saving up. Finally, a full round of footy, which means we can talk about heaps of games, and who better to do that with than the thighs with the eyes?
It was great, wasn't it? It was
Matthew
awesome.
Pavlich.
Hang on. What, can we... Okay.
No.
No, it's,
I've got a bone
I'm
to pick with
sorry.
you and both of you.
What do you
now.
mean?
No,
The
you know.
thighs
Got
with the
beautiful
eyes. Are you
thighs and
joking
beautiful
me?
eyes.
Massively strong thighs that carried Fremantle to just
Let's move on to the
heightened
footy.
success. And the eyes, Natalie, melt through the thickest layer of ice.
Yes.
Superman's eyes.
Have to keep you away
lasers.
from the polar caps.
I'm
It's that
sorry.
dangerous.
If I was lying, we'd stop. But
Okay,
no.
well, look, I really appreciate the warm welcome that I always get here. But as
It's
I said,
said with
I've got
love.
you on my side,
Yeah,
Terry,
but-
about
yeah.
that little edit last week. But what a great round of footy. It was fantastic to see all 9 games back
Yes.
and record-breaking crowds. So the most ever attended an AFL game
Really?
in
That
a
is
round.
pretty amazing, isn't
Huge.
it?
I think back in 2007 was the record they broke.
Sounds like people were gagging for it. Hey,
They
to
were
get back.
absolutely gagging for it. There's no doubt about that. I guess the opening round did that. It whet the appetite for
Yeah.
so many fans to get back out there. It was awesome to see. So,
Yes.
record crowds, 40,000 at Optus Stadium yesterday for
Yeah.
Fremantle's game. I think that was the 5th most. So you had, massive crowds at the MCG,
Yeah.
blockbuster games. Awesome to see. And some good and bad results for our WA teams.
Yeah, but also, I mean, let's look at the highlights of the round. Collingwood, 0-2.
Yeah, and
after
Brisbane.
round 1, which is something.
It is, yeah, that's right. How can you be 0-2 after one round? Exactly right. Round 1.
And Brisbane, so both grand finalists.
Never, the first time that's ever happened.
That's extraordinary.
First
isn't it?
time that's ever happened. The 2 grand
Just
finalists.
going to move your mobile
Oh, what are
away
you
from
doing?
the
the-
microphone.
Oh, okay.
Renovations.
Yeah, no, fair enough. They've won they haven't won a game across
Yes.
2 matches, so it's huge. And I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? That 15 clubs, I think, ahead of the season would have genuinely thought we can make the finals, and
Yes.
so too their fans. They're sitting there
So
going,
who are we writing off already?
Well, I think North Melbourne, Hawthorn and
West
the
Coast.
Eagles. I think the 3,
Yes.
even in their wildest dreams, I don't think they would have
Season's
thought.
over.
Are you telling me that they've just played their first
They
game?
played one
And we
game.
I
already
think
know.
before the
We
first
already
game.
know.
No, I think I think those 3 teams
No,
would have
that-
been, and their
and
fans
he's
would have
right.
been
And
I'm
sitting
think
fine
there.
with
he's right.
that. I'm fine with that. But,
Yes.
but what a long season.
Yeah.
To know
Yeah.
that you've been written off before you even start. Like, that must be... Or,
not necessarily- it's just
or is it
saying-
a long season? Or is it... Do you genuinely see it as a season of opportunity to get better? Honestly.
Honestly.
It's a season of growth, Nathan.
Honestly.
Honestly, for the Eagles, for North and Hawthorn, they've gone back to the draft, they've rebuilt their lists, they've delisted players, retired players. It's genuinely an opportunity to grow and get better. It isn't that we're trying to. Of course, you're trying to win every game, but you're not there knowing that you're going to be competing at the highest level
Yes.
every single week and trying to make the finals.
Yes.
I think that's just a phase of their life
Yeah,
and
and
the reality of their
there's
world.
only 8 teams in the finals, so
Correct.
that means there's 10 that aren't.
That's
so
it.
the West Coast is one of the richest clubs in the league, aren't they? Yeah. So when they have a couple of terrible years, what does that do to sales of merch? What does that do to money coming into the club? Does that affect it?
Well, I guess
greatly.
I guess they've got
Just bring them back to the
fund
pack a
that
bit,
sits there, with all their reserves, the cash reserves that would be there for things. But it's a competition that's equalised more than any other competition in the world. Think draft, think salary cap, think soft cap within your football department. There's lots of different ways that the competition is equalised for the better. So we get to the start of the year and go, hey, there's 15 or 16 teams
You don't want
that can win it.
the same team to win 10 years in a row.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
And so a club like West Coast can do lots of bits and pieces, get new shiny toys, get various other things, facilities and whatnot, but they can't really change the life
personnel,
cycle and the personnel of their team any quicker. So, but does it affect merchandise? Well, there's a guy that is pretty number 9.
Number 9 selling all right.
I think I'm sure selling some new Guernseys and signing.
It's always sold well, number 9, to be fair.
It certainly has. And look, he performed pretty well yesterday, Harley. I think people were thinking he was going to be the saviour and going to get West Coast into the finals and win yesterday's game. He did what a first-year player and a number 1 draft pick would probably do. Yeah. He had 16 disposals.
They managed his time a bit. Yeah.
Which is great, and that's really great for him. But like all the stuff around him,
the hoopla.
Does that
is it warranted?
Was that
No,
warranted?
it's not. No,
Okay.
no.
And everyone knew it wasn't from the start.
Well,
Or not.
I think everyone was pretty hopeful that he was.
Okay.
He's going to be a great player for the club if we can hold on to him. But all this attention is only going to drive him away. And then we heard the news that he's got a bloody girlfriend who's based in Melbourne. Now it's disastrous.
Well, that'll change.
Well, I got a question. What do you think that won't last? Anyway.
He's 18.
When did you meet Lauren?
Uni here in Perth.
Yeah, but she was from here. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. Football clubs, right? I want to know, so say if Harley, West Coast is like, we're not getting rid of Harley, we want him for the long haul, right? And then he gets serious with his girlfriend who is based in Melbourne. Would they go as far as to offer her a position on the West Coast females team with a large amount of money to woo her to come out?
I
Is that how football works?
No.
Can it?
Well, I think generally what would happen is they might offer to support her outside of the club. So, maybe try to get her a job through one of the corporate hospitality groups or one of the people here in Perth. So whatever
But
she may be studying, whatever
she does play.
Okay, as well. Okay.
She's a Dersma.
She plays.
I didn't realise that. There you go.
So would that be an option of like, hey,
Well,
let's get her in
potentially,
there?
yeah.
'Cause imagine that.
Yeah, we weren't talking about just a random.
Got it,
like
got
just,
it, got it.
Yeah,
Part of my ignorance.
That's why you were
I
laughing.
haven't
I was like,
followed-
I didn't know she was rubbish.
I haven't followed his off-field life as much as you two.
Yeah, no, but I was just wondering because wouldn't that be amazing to have the set?
Yes.
To have the set here
Yes.
under the Eagles.
Yes.
Oh
Well,
my
then
God.
what happens if one gets delisted?
The paper would have to get rid of the front page so it could have 2 back pages.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, her brother, he had a very good debut
he was
as well.
fantastic
he
for
was
North
fantastic.
Melbourne. Yeah.
But North Melbourne
looked
showed a bit
little
of pluck, actually.
Looked like a young Nat Fyfe.
Yeah.
Did Zane Dersma. Looked, sort of skinny.
Yeah.
And, almost the floating on the side of the pack, and he did a couple of really nice things. So, a big rap for him. But they looked okay
They
early.
did. I thought they did all right.
A bit like the Eagles. They looked okay early, and then, they really fell away. And was it 24 points? So they had 16-24 kicked against them. So the score could have been, I think it was 10 goals or 57 points. It could have well been a lot more than that. But as we said, they're building. Fremantle yesterday, though, they were fantastic.
They slow start, but then they came home. Yep.
Yeah, I think everyone within the first 6 minutes was like, this is going to be a long season. But to their credit, they wrestled it back. But geez, a bit of a sour note with the injuries.
So three big injuries that are looking.
Well,
two of them
big
are looking long term. Yeah.
Yeah.
One was a concussion.
One was a significant concussion. You could see just everyone in the crowd and all the teammates and everyone. I mean, concussion's such a big topic, but they looked after him. He came back out. He sat on the bench. So, all good news there with regards to...
But he enters the protocols.
So he's into the protocols. So, look, 1 or 2 weeks, but we know the areas around concussion at the moment. But the bigger ones is Brennan Cox, who had been injured for a long period of time, got himself ready for round 1, and then did a hamstring tendon. We assume it looked like a really bad tendon injury late yesterday in the match. So that he was playing forward only because Oscar...
I think he said Whiteman Park is a hoot. Come to EnviroFest 2024. Learn about Whiteman Park's birds and discover ways to improve your sustainability with hands-on workshops and demonstrations. Plus, there'll be market stalls, food trucks and heaps of kids' activities. EnviroFest 2024 at Whiteman Park on March 23 from 10 till 3. You'd be wise to go to whitemanpark.com.au.
But Donald, who was a new recruit, had come into the side and was doing a pretty good job as a key defender down back. Looks like he's done his knee. I don't know how bad that is. It was a pretty...
First game.
I know.
And
And
it sucks.
Yes,
I don't want to be the one that
It's
suggests
cruel, isn't
the ground and the pink continent WWE.
Yeah.
We want, but there is a little bit of talk. The surf is a bit shifty. A little bit of talk. The surf is a bit hard. I'm not entirely sure that's the
Bloody
exact reason,
pink.
but it will be raised.
To be honest, I've seen clips of Pink show. She hardly touches the ground.
That's true.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I don't think we can blame
your
Pink for
pants.
Although
those
60,000 people were touching the ground.
Yeah, that's
they
true.
were.
Thanks for coming in, Pav. Love your
Pleasure.
work.
Thank you.
Stars
Pav.
with the eyes. That's why we love him.
There you go.
Bye-bye.
That's why everyone loves it.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Well, time to check in with the big fella and see if he made it to Rottnest or not.
I have a theory that he overshot Rottnest and he's currently swimming up to Legian Beach. Hello, Shaun McManus.
You know, with that arrow point, straight through a bin.
Oh, mate, of course it does. All right, so you're not at work today, so firstly, let's address that issue. What's happening?
Yeah. Oh, yesterday I got to a point where it was about 6 or 7 at night. I thought I need to sleep. The night before, after refueling and trying to make sure that I wasn't going to die of dehydration, I just didn't sleep a wink.
Yeah.
Just weeing. I've got sore wrists. Can you believe that?
Sore wrists?
From the swim?
Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, maybe it was from the swim, maybe it was for other stuff. I'm not
Is
sure.
there any wristy action that's happening during the swim? Like when you're swimming, is it very wristy?
I don't remember it, but it's
shouldn't be,
something you
should
should
it?
remember, shouldn't you?
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean
we
the
thought
only
so.
resty swim I could think is doggy paddle.
So, Shaun, how
Yeah.
long did it take you?
It took me 7 hours on the dot now.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be faster, but,
No,
it
you
was
just
quite
got it
amazing. Yeah, it was quite amazing. 5Ks in, I had the worst cramp of all time, and I thought, oh, my God, this is going to be the longest day in history, and I'm not sure how I'm going to go. And then I got going okay, and then from 8 to, I think about 8 to 10 Ks, again, I'd really dropped off the pace.
Yeah.
Again, then after that, I got going and everything was fine until towards the end, where my friend Dean, who I was swimming with, he's just an amazing human. He said, "We're here. We're basically here. We're done. It's
Yeah.
over." And then from that point on, I struggled again because the finish line was inside, and I just hit an absolute wall.
It's the old school thing, Shaun. I've talked about it many times. When you bust and go to the toilet, and then
Yes.
you physically, you can literally see the toilet, and your body starts to go first before you get to the toilet because you know it's close.
That's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. Yeah.
I do have to say, I mean, as a team and everyone here at Nova, we were expecting you to do it in 6 hours, so it is a bit disappointing, the result.
I was too. There's another
Yeah.
person to add to the list.
Because
Yeah,
we were all
absolutely.
waiting at the end. We were going to surprise you, but we left.
But I was like,
so-
I waited 30 minutes. I was like, nah, I'm done. Like, I'm going. I'm not having someone waste my time.
I get it. I know how the ferry operator works, so I totally get you wouldn't have been able to get on another ferry.
Yeah.
One thing that I didn't know, I put a photo on my Instagram of me after I finished,
Yes.
and to me I looked unrecognisable. But my head was swollen, and my whole face was swollen. Now you probably know more about this, but
Well, yeah, I saw the picture and I thought, like, he's been through it. Like,
Wow. What happened to the? I mean, your nose can't get much bigger. What happened there?
It was full nose. It was like I had a full head cold.
No
until
way,
probably
really?
This morning. Yeah.
So that happens
It's
from
just full.
swimming at large distances.
I'm
Your
showing
head
Nathan
gets
the
big.
photo now.
Wow, Shaun.
It aged you about 20
Shaun,
years. It's amazing.
That looks like an old man. That looks like an old man's mask that you buy from the Halloween shop. Take that down,
Why would you
How bad
post
am I
that?
look?
Shaun.
I actually, because I put a comment like, "This is how you look after 20Ks," but it didn't go up. And I'm really ordinary at doing this stuff. So yeah, but you have to have a look at it. I look at How bad do I look?
Oh, yeah, you look terrible.
That's not a permanent post. That's just a story, isn't it?
We'll put it on the Nathan Nat and Shaun feed as well so that people can really savour.
But we'll put it on our permanent post because I think that needs to be around for longer than 24 hours. That is possibly the most shocking photo I've ever seen of you.
Yeah, it really. Megan was really concerned. I mean, at the end of the day, she was probably thinking the life insurance may kick in here.
No. She was worried about, I'm going to wake up next to this head for the rest of my life.
So, Shaun, you've ticked it off now. You've done that. Are you going to do it again, or are you like, no, I'm done? The solo swim, I've done it. I don't need to prove myself.
Why bother?
Yeah, I've done it now, but now that Nathan said the 7-hour thing, and I totally agree with him, you'd think that you'd go a little bit quicker.
Well, mate, I would say give it another go, but I'm just worried that your head can't take it. I'm just scared about what's going to happen. That'd be insane. All right, well...
Can I just do a quick shout-out to everybody who competed over the weekend? And the main thing is, it was really tough, and 7 hours for me, and I know there's a lot of gun swimmers who do it in a lot less time, but there's a lot of people who put in time and effort, and there was people who came in, the last two swimmers were between 10.5 and 11 hours of
That's
hell.
Tough, yeah.
And to stay in the fight for that long and to have the mental courage to be able to compete and
the conditions had changed by then, so they're going into the chop and stuff by then, weren't they?
They are perfect examples of when quitting is okay. 100%.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but I know that, absolutely. 100%. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Well done, buddy. You did well too.
I appreciate it.
Take the night, shrink your head, get back tomorrow.
See you, mate. Bye.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.
I think he said Whiteman Park is a hoot. Come to EnviroFest 2024. Learn about Whiteman Park's birds and discover ways to improve your sustainability with hands-on workshops and demonstrations. Plus, there'll be market stalls, food trucks and heaps of kids' activities. EnviroFest 2024 at Whiteman Park on March 23 from 10 till 3. You'd be wise to go to whitemanpark.com.au.